Okay. So, there we go. Everything's loaded up. Cool. Okie dokie. Time to start up the next Hiveswap FriendSim, which I believe is Volume 6. And of course another one has already come out, so I'm already behind again. Of course. That's okay though. Click through everything. Start game. Good morning everyone, if I haven't said good morning already. So Volume 6 of Text and Envy Green. I've been waiting for this because I'm very curious about this double character here. So I'm probably going to do them first, to be honest. Hello, hello! Hello, hello to you too. Armed with fresh heaps of hard-won cultural knowledge, you continue on your journey. Troll life sure is complicated, but not to mention the troll romance. You really aren't interested in getting into all of that. Your life is complicated enough, and adding an additional level of angst on top of that does not sound ideal. Friendship is about all you can handle right now. And boy, do you love to handle it. Just get your fingers all up in there and squish that shit around. Okay, that was wording. Kuprum and Folykl, it looks like. Wandering deeper into the city, you wash up on the shores of what looks like a rougher part of town. Comparatively, everything about Alteria is rough, but down here the streets get narrower, dingier, and the buildings are run down. Streetlights flicker, and the patrolling drones look less inclined to serve and protect and more likely to shoot you and claim it was self-defense. You haven't seen any tracks, but if you had, this place would definitely be on the wrong side of them. Again, emphatically, you don't know what you're talking about. Everything you know has been gleaned from exceedingly painful trial by fire. But this looks sort of like the place no one cares about except the people who live there. A noisy group of trolls spills onto the street up ahead, and you quickly duck behind a row of garbage cans. You've recently become gun-shy around groups, especially since most of these guys look fancy and are wearing symbols in varying shades of blue. Not to generalize, but blue bloods are starting to freak you out. Everyone here messes with you, but the higher caste do it with the government sanction. These particular blue bloods all look as lost as you did several friends ago, gazing around in various flavors of bemusement and frustration. They glance nervously between each other and the looming buildings on either side. Hello. Ha 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 ha. LOL. With a hot jolt of adrenaline, you realize you aren't the only person hiding in a pile of garbage. There's someone else. Two someones, actually. What you initially take as one large, lumpy troll resolves on a second glance into two smaller trolls, a girl and a boy. The girl is clinging to the boy's back like a very greasy sloth. It looks like a pretty precarious position, in your opinion. You've recently become an expert in falling down. They're both skinny and stringy, and damn, you thought the smell was coming from the garbage, but it might be them. LOL, Blue's just busy living their pathetic lives, walking out of their hives, straight into her trap. Idiots never see it coming. You ask if they mean the trolls out in the street. Probably you should have just mind your own business, but when the fuck have you ever done that before? Also, it's nice to see someone besides you getting mocked for once. You kind of want to join in on the mocking. Who the fuck are you? Where'd you come from? A trash creature. Born out of trash. LOL. Well, so much for not getting mocked. These two are probably equal opportunity mockers, though. They mock everyone, kind of like Polypa had been with murder. They keep sniggering. You can't help thinking you're being called out. Stick up for yourself. You put it to them, offhandedly, that perhaps it is they who are the trash creatures, since they are the ones who smell like they've been rolling in for the past few days. For some reason, this makes them laugh even harder. Cooper, check out the badass we got. Here. My face of freaky Coldbite Nerdlord trucks back. Why don't you run and cry about it? Yeah. Go and tell your Lucis on us. The girl tugs at the boy's hair and then they're off, cackling and running up the street with a weird, stumbling gait. They leave you all on your lonesome, fresh friendship opportunities withering on the vine. You probably dodged a bullet, but you can't prevent the oncoming. Game over. It's for the best. Alright, well, that was the first route. Go back into that. Yep. And there we go. Oh, also, I just thought of something, too, with this being, like, two characters. Double Classpect time. And then, something I realized I haven't done yet, but realistically I could by now, is, good old, main player character here. I already seem to have, like, a good idea on what their Classpect would be, because it seems very appropriate, so I can just say it right now. I believe our main character, Mr. Friendship Guy, is what I'm calling him. He's a Mage of Blood. There's just a lot of things that's just, like, Yeah, you're probably a Mage of Blood. And it just seems, like, extremely fitting because he's our audience main character player guy here, and, the main character guy for the original Homestuck is an Heir of Breath, so it's kind of like the opposite of that. Yeah, everything, like, it mentions about him, you know, the whole friendship and, like, trying to make relationships, trying to intuitively, like, hey, you, I can be friends with you. He seems to have a lot of intuitive, like, knowledge on, like, the right thing to say or the wrong thing to say in order to make or not make a friend. And then they keep getting, knocked around and hurt physically. Like, literally bleeding sometimes all over the place. So, yeah, that's my idea for them. Classpect info 0.5. Okay, skip to that. And then take it lying down. You never thought what a weirdly sexual idiom that is. Regardless, you decide to swallow your protests. Hey, that's pretty sexual also. Thanks, English language. You don't want to start out a friendship with hostility. If you had parents, then they would have told you that 2 wrongs don't make a right. You could argue it isn't worth trying to befriend people who open with insults, but that's just how people are here. You gotta roll with it or get out of town, and since you literally can't go anywhere, you'll just roll. And you really, really want more friends. Addiction is a powerful thing. You admit that you don't have a lucis and that you are pretty used to insults these days. You include an effective shrug to demonstrate just how easily everything rolls off your back. You add in a contrite little kick at the pavement and hang your head, even if you aren't quite sure what you did wrong. LOL, rusty dunks on their own damn self. Don't have to do shit. This could be kind of relaxing for us. The girl turns her weird, spidery face towards you. You should come hang out. Wait, what? You want to hang out with this bottom feeder? They look like a huge drag. I already have enough dead weight with your ass to drag around. Oh man, you really hit the jackpot with these guys. 2 friends for the price of 1. To answer your earlier question that you may have forgotten you asked, Kuprum hacked their Palm Husk's GPS to bring them down here. Idiots can't do shit without their fancy tech. The Blue Bloods are all arguing now. Somebody throws a punch. You figure it's a good prank if a little mean-spirited. Folykl stops yanking at Kuprum's hair and looks at you. Wow, you really are pretty basic. Hey, Kuprum. She gives his hair another yank, like it's the reins and he's her horse. Kuprum grins, showing a bunch of big, blunt teeth. He raises a hand that crackles with white-hot energy. Those don't look really blunt. Those look pretty, you know, sharky and sharp. Your stomach clenches and your feet drag the pavement just enough for your toes to drag along the ground as you float over to them. For a few seconds, you have 0 control over your body. Kuprum lets you go, and you land hard enough on your heels to make your ankles twinge. One of the flickering streetlights shines down on Folykl's face. What you had initially taken as deep-set eyes are actually no eyes. They are black holes in her face. It looks super creepy and also super painful. Yeah, so what? You think I would just have eyes like some kind of normie? Maybe they're blunt for 12th teeth standards? Yeah, but why would our player character know that, right? They all look kind of sharp and bitey. You would never accuse her of that. That isn't really a word you have in your lexicon. LOL. He keeps doing that, saying the word instead of laughing. It's actually a hell of a power play. Goddamn idiot doesn't know a case of void rot when they see it. Have you never met a gold blood before? You have, but you aren't sure if Sarava counts. They're an internet celebrity, for one thing. For another, they have eyes. Well, one eye. And the other one wasn't lost to void rot, whatever the hell that is. So these do want you to kind of, like, play them in order, not just, like... Well, makes sense. They are numbered. You wonder if that's why she's on top of Kuprum. He's some kind of combination steed and seeing eye dog. Void rot means my body doesn't retain energy like it's supposed to. Just look it up. A gorgle. It means I'm dying constantly. All the time. You almost point out that technically everyone is dying all the time, but you sense this isn't a moment for fake deep fuckery. That really sounds like it blows, though. You tell her how sorry you are. What do you mean, why would you be sorry? You didn't do anything. Besides, stand there, looking ugly. Idiot thinks it makes a difference. Like what they think actually matters, lol. Can't wait for Trizza to take this one down to the Coalfields for a little R&R. Rest and relaxation? That sounds nice, actually. Rampage and rending. Ah. Wow. And here was me thinking we could get through a whole conversation without bringing up precious Trizza. Lol, Trizza rules. I love Trizza. I know. Dipshit. You rack your recent memories, trying to figure out if you know what a Trizza is, or who. Trizza is basically the third member of this relationship, considering how goddamn horny you are. To get her cybernetic tentacles up in you. Wow. What? Is that supposed to make me feel bad? Sounds great, actually. You watch too much Eastern Alternian pornography. It'll be way better than sitting around with you, always sucking me dry. This sure is something you're witnessing right here. It must be that black rom stuff Zebra had briefly filled you in on. You cock a hip and compliment them on the obviously incredibly healthy pitch romance they got going on there. Because as everyone knows, there's nothing two people in a lover's spat like more than someone interrupting them to spout random bits of cultural knowledge. That separates them, metaphorically at least. Physically, Folykl stays clinging on to Kuprum's back. Wrong again, fuckbulge. We're pale. So pale. Oh, pale, that's the nice one. The petting one, where you talk about your feelings and then don't have sex. What? You got something to say? You guys seem like you have a wonderful, stable relationship. Yeah, let's go with the obvious wrong one. You guys really don't seem to have your shit together. You mentioned, just offhandedly, chill as hell, that they might have a few things they need to work on. No pressure or anything. Just, this is the sort of stuff a helpful friend does, mentioning shortcomings in crappy relationship dynamics. Having friends is great. The light glitters on Kuprum's goggles, even as it sucked into the black hole of Folykl's nut eyes. You calling me out? You come into my hive and spreading this shit? You point out that this is a trash heap, though you don't want to judge. He might have a trash hive. It's a figure of speech. Kind of like, go fuck yourself. Both of them look pissed, but Kuprum looks extra pissed. I know what this is. You're out to steal my girl. You really think you can give Fall what she needs, what she craves. He's making it sound like a fetish rather than a medical condition. Maybe it's both. You really want to come at me, motherfucker? The hairs on the back of your neck stand on end. That's how loud he yells. Or maybe it's from the crackles of energy slowly emanating from his pores and building down like a sine wave. Oh, that's cool. So he does actually have, like, yellow and purple, like, energy to match his eye colors. So Solix having, like, red and blue eyes isn't all that particular special or anything. Like, it's just how Goldbloods, like, manifest their powers, I guess. It's interesting of the colors, though. At first you think it's just you finally cracking under all the pressure, but it's really happening. The glow of white-hot electricity rolls up his arms and shoulders and into Folykl, where it travels over the length of her body and centers where her eyes should be. She shivers in the subtle, short, slightly lewd sound, her hands tightening Kuprum's wild hair. Man, you really shouldn't be watching this. You are blushing something fierce. But, okay, you think you got what's going on. A kind of symbiosis. His energy overflows when he gets upset, and Folykl sucks up that energy to treat her void rot. He is her giant battery. You remember Sir Robert mentioning that powerful gold-bloods have a tendency to get harvested for their energy? Maybe Kuprum is one of those powerful psychics. Ha. He wishes. Trisha's gonna chew him up and spit him out. Then I'm really gonna have to find another sucker to leech off of. Folykl is looking at you, considering, well, you aren't actually sure if she can see you. Definitely not with her eyes, since she doesn't have those. Maybe she's like a cricket. Don't they hear with their legs or some horseshit like that? What? This guy? Please. Sure. Why not? I'm getting sick of your shit anyway. Oh god, are they breaking up right in front of you? Folykl crawls down off of Kuprum's back and starts across the filthy alley floor and towards you, scuttly and bug-like. And now instead of yelling, Kuprum is singing actual effort, not LOLs. That's a good sign, right? It's great when friends can laugh together, especially when shit gets awkward. You think you can power me the way I need? Whoa, she's right in your face. She really, really needs a shower. But you don't have room to talk. It's been a long time since Tibor's ablution trap. Besides, judging from someone based on their personal hygiene is shallow, right? It's what's on the inside that counts. Yeah, you're sure that's the sort of thing that makes you deep. Seriously, you have so much love to give. Friend love is what you're all about. Maybe this is what all that desperation has been leading up to. The slow raising of your friendship level in order to reach this peak of unbelievable bro power. To free this young gold blood from a codependent relationship, you've been conditioning your body, putting it through its paces, building up a tolerance to bullshit, and just bathing in metaphorical resonance. Folykl kisses you. Wow, that is friendly. Lots of people kiss their friends. You're pretty sure. Maybe? Yeah. You are super progressive. This is fine. You sort of wish that the first alien tongue you've had in your mouth didn't taste like Cheetos, but you can't have everything in this life. But holy shit, you're doing it. You feel a rush of energy flow through you, lighting up your whole body and pouring into Folykl, filling her to the brim with the power she needs, the power she craves. God, you are the best friend ever. It's you. You rock. You seriously, LOL, are LOL. The best. LOL. Oh, son of a bitch. You feel something warm on the back of your neck, and Kuprum is giggling right next to your ear. Somehow, while you were busy kissing his girlfriend, he snuck up behind and started kissing you too. Well, more just putting his mouth on you and moving his tongue around. He must be feeding psychic energy into you, while Folykl is sucking it out of your mouth. They're using you like a goddamn copper wire. You could maybe be into it if it weren't behind a dumpster, and if you were looking for anything more than some good old-fashioned wholesome friending. Kuprum, fuck off. Don't help. You aren't involved in this. Kuprum is still laughing, and he added the LOLs back in, which you like even less than when they were pressed against your neck. He steps back and the flood of energy lets up. You go from feeling like a light bulb to feeling like a steadily deflating balloon. Folykl kisses you again. It still tastes like Cheetos, but also like dying. Like your entire body has been placed into a juicer and a giant is squeezing down. Your muscles twitch and drool drips out of the corner of your mouth. Folykl must be the only thing holding you up because when she steps back you slump to your knees, then go down on your side. Your fall is broken by some old rotten fruit. Cool. Folykl stands silhouetted against the street light in all her greasy glory. Thanks, Normie. That'll hold me for maybe like the next 15 minutes. A fog closes in on you as you lie on that filthy pavement. Is it the fog of death or just impending unconsciousness? You don't know. One thing is for sure, though. It is not the fog of impending friendship. Death by Hickey. Alright, let's actually go to that whole deal sounded so pleasant. Yeah, very pleasant. What a lovely way to go. Alright, let's do the actual. Let's get down to business. Take it lying down. And then you guys seem like you have a wonderful, stable relationship, right? Glad you understand. You don't feel great about this. It's not cool to tell lies, especially not to your new friends, but it's also not cool to neg your rad new friend's relationship, especially when you don't know how the fuck any of this stuff works. Honestly, you probably come up with some sort of mnemonic for just how little you know anything about anything at all. You don't know what that means. YDKWTM. You'll workshop it. LOL, you actually seem okay. Obviously a huge normie freak, but okay. You wonder what kind of people Kuprum has been hanging out with if he thinks you look normal. At this point you're, dressed in his bathrobe, sunburned, slathered in sparkly lotion, and probably a bunch of other stuff you can't remember right now. His friends must look really wild. You hope whoever those friends are will be your friends too. You aren't picky about looks. The group of blue bloods on the street, maybe they could use some friends too? You're getting the vapors at just the thought of all these potential connections. You start around the dumpster to find out. Kuprum grabs the back of your shirt. Where do you think you're going? Idiot tries to make decisions for themselves. The decisions are bad. Nobody is fucking surprised. LOL. You point out very respectfully that all these people look pretty lost and confused. You assume the prank is over now. Everyone can shake hands and go on as friends. This is idiotic, considering what you have learned about Alternia up until now. Not a prank. This is war. It's not over until all of them are dead? Or crying? Well, okay. As long as you aren't the one dead or crying. None of the Highbloods look too close to doing either, though. They're standing in a clump in the center of the street, nervous but fine. This is just a minor inconvenience, like a flat tire or a spilled cup of coffee. They've been lured into the slums by some greasy nerds, but Folykl and Kuprum don't seem to plan on doing anything besides watching and giggling. One of the blue bloods, a smallish girl with a cerulean symbol on her hair clips, is standing a little apart from the group, furiously texting. That feel when dirty blue blood girl starts losing her cool. Should have known one of them would crack. You aren't sure what's going on. Still not great. Regulars calling it damn drones. Usually Highbloods wouldn't go running to them like that. Don't want to admit low bloods got one over on them. When you get owned. Fucking own it. That could go on a t-shirt. Folykl and Kuprum seem bummed about their prank is going to end so fast and with so little damage done, but isn't that the point of a prank? That everyone gets out of it relatively unscathed? Anything more and it becomes an assault. Overhead there's a whir and a clank. Loud, but not loud enough to prepare you for the damn flying bus coming in for a landing out in the street. Holy shit. You don't think you've ever been so excited about public transportation. You're confident that continuing your ramble across this alien world is the best thing for you, but gosh, it would be nice to rest your feet for a little while. Even better, none of the trolls getting on the bus seem to have any money or travel passes. Perfect, you don't have any of those things either. You start around the trash pile again, and this time 2 pairs of hands grab down the back of your shirt. Dude, where the hell are you going? You quickly explain that you want to catch the bus before it takes off again. You have no idea how long it will be before another one arrives. Folykl and Kuprum look at you like you're crazy. Well, Kuprum looks at you and Folykl kind of looks off over your shoulder. Can you call it looking off if someone doesn't have eyes? Listen, I know we make jokes about the intelligence of everyone around us. It's just your thing. But are you actually mentally handicapped? You can't just get on a chartered scuttle, buddy. That's for cerulean and up. Maybe teal, if they got a death wish. Ugh, this damn hemospectrum thing again. You really need someone to sit down and explain exactly how all this works, preferably without calling you an idiot the whole time, or hitting on you. It's just, seems so arbitrary. At least the oppressive power structures from your planet make sense. Well, no, they don't, actually, but you're used to them, which makes them much better and more acceptable. You hang back as all the Blue Bloods get on the bus. It occurs to you that even though it was their prank that lured the Blue Bloods down here, Folykl and Kuprum had to watch it all unfold from behind a dumpster. They don't dare do anything head-on. Not that you support just randomly attacking people in the street, but it is kind of fucked up that only a certain kind of violence is acceptable, aimed in a very specific direction. Judging from how easily Kuprum picking you up with his brain, he could hold his own in a fight, no problem. The bus takes off, blasting a backdraft that rattles the empty cans and crumpled bits of garbage in the gutter. Stillness descends on the alley. Wow, that was anticlimactic. Kuprum said they were calling the drones, but a bus came instead. Maybe calling the drones can mean a whole bunch of things, like calling 911 can be to report a robbery, assault, or someone's leg falling off. Or that's what you think until you hear the distant but quickly closing pound of giant footsteps. Fuck. Time to go. Folykl wraps around more securely around Kuprum, and he takes off. Like, literally takes off. At first you think he's wearing those shoes with the little wheels in the bottom, the kind kids wear to crash into stuff at the mall. But no, he's hovering a half-inch off the ground. You have to run to keep up with him, and your steps are distressingly loud on the pavement. A familiar weightlessness shoots through your limbs, settling in your guts. Energy crackles around you, picking you up off the ground and pulling you along behind them. He has enough power to float both of you at once, all the while carrying his girlfriend on his back. You don't know much about psychics, YDKMAP, but that's pretty damn impressive. The three of you round a corner, and you forget all about being impressed because you're too busy freaking the fuck out. You were so busy worrying about the drone coming from behind you that you did not consider the possibility of one closing in on the front. This one is smallish, but it's still a lot bigger than you, and a lot spinier, and a lot more endowed with dangerous lasers, and it's focused on the three of you instead of someone else. You, Folykl, and Kuprum make a similar noise. It goes a little bit like, "Ah!" The smash at the end comes from Kuprum picking all three of you up with his brain and tossing you, just as the drone shoots a laser out of its torso. It blasts the pavement where you've been standing into craggy, smoking chunks. You tumble feet over ass into the alley with wall. A concerning pain twinges through your healing ribs, but you are just so used to injuries at this point you barely wince. What's more concerning is Folykl. The blast rips her off Kuprum and sends her into the opposite direction, against the alley wall, with you. She immediately curls into a ball, like a pill bug with a lot of hair. She doesn't respond when you ask her if she's okay, and you aren't sure if you should touch her. You shouldn't move injured people, right? Especially not injured people with void rot. I'm fine. I'll live. Oh, fuck. The drone had a 50-50 chance of coming in your direction instead of Kuprum's, and surprise, it did. It moves altogether way too fast for something that size. Aren't big things supposed to be slow? And that's what video games taught you. Video games wouldn't lie, would they? Fuck, shit, hell. You've come all this way, dodged so many dangers, and made so many friends, and now you're just gonna get lasered by some huge spiky robot monster thing. Are they even robots? They kind of look organic, but so do, like, the couches here. But you digress. It's going to kill you. But instead of dealing you a quick, fatal blow, the drone stops in the center of the street. Its big, ugly head swivels towards Folykl. Oh, God. Is it possible that you've found someone more culpable than you are? Alternia definitely doesn't seem to like a great place to be the weakest link. As usual, you are next to useless. All you can do is watch as the drone takes heavy steps towards her. Desperate, you kick a nearby trash can, you shout, you try to make as much noise as you can, trying to draw its attention. Once you have it, you aren't sure what you're going to do with it, but you aren't worried about that right now. The drone grinds to an uncertain halt. Its head slowly turns towards you, then back to Folykl. It can't make up its mind. Should it go for void rot or the noisy asshole? You look around for weapons while it's frozen in indecision. There's nothing here but empty bottles and tiny pieces of concrete. You really are a worthless wreck. Your new friend is about to get stomped or blasted or kicked with a giant metal leg, and all you can do is hop around like a maniac and smack a trash can. Fuck. Luckily, for once you aren't the only one here. Your new friend already has a friend. You're really friend-crashing here. Kuprum doesn't screw around. He rises up on a wave of crackling power, attacking the drone by, well, basically just putting his hands on its big ugly head and discharging as much energy as possible, frying whatever brainstem the thing has. You try to be at least a little bit useful and drag Folykl out of the way of the drone as it falls, but it doesn't fall, it just shuts down. The evil red glow of its eyes dies and it goes still. It becomes just a giant ugly statue of an alien robot in the middle of a filthy street. Kuprum drops like a rock, and before he's even out of the air, he's on his way to Folykl. He shoves you out of the way. Fall, are you okay? Please say you're okay. What the fuck, the hell? Folykl buries her face in Kuprum's chest, her two little fists clinging tight to his arms. Her shoulders rise and fall, and she's taking huge breaths like she can't get her lungs to work right. Do trolls even have lungs? They probably call them something weird. Respiratory sacs, breath glands, suck sphincters. I'm fine. Idiot. You had a snide comment all ready to go concerning appreciating your loved ones while you can before a big metal monster comes and squishes them, but sitting here watching Kuprum hold Folykl like he never wants to let her go, well, all your snide just drains into a puddle at their feet. You don't know them. You don't know their life. Their relationship might not be the healthiest, but honestly, who is? You've seen some really bad shit, both here and back home. Hey. You okay, Dork? Yeah, you really are, thanks to them. Victory! Okay, Classpect thoughts for them. Oh, we already know Folykl is a Void hero, a Void bound. Dang. As for class, though, it's more of a difficult one. I don't really got like a lot of vibes for either of them for any kind of class thing. Kuprum is a hope aspect, and that makes sense for him because like the massive energy and like just complete faith in like the weirdest things that you really shouldn't have faith in, like Trizza. And just like he just seemed like very happy and positive and overall, and like that makes sense for like hope. Folykl again, she has like the void rot. She does seem like very detached and like sleepy and like fuzzy and that kind of thing, like near death. So like the void aspect makes sense for her. But the idea of like what their classes would be, how they interact with that aspect, that's a bit of a different thing. Kuprum does seem very confident overall. Like he'll just run up and smack a bitch, like with the what's it called? I just forgot. The drones. Okay. Yeah, he'll just run up and smack a bitch. Smack a drone. Not afraid of a fight. That does kind of suggest like an active character, but again, they were just sort of like hiding behind trash cans and sniggering and making jokes. Doesn't seem to have a whole ton of empathy, despite the hope aspect, which is interesting. So I would say like lack of empathy. Interesting. Not to say that hope players are usually empathetic, it's just usually they focus on like the positive emotion stuff. This guy seems to really enjoy suffering, you know what I mean? Like, so it's interesting. Classes that tend to do that, like sort of take joy in other people's suffering, not so much Prince, but can be. Lots of times thieves just tend to have that kind of personality regardless of how actually nice they are. Yeah, it's a weird one for him. Okay. And Folykl really doesn't seem to do much except, like, just be a drain, you know? She talks very drained, she seems very tired, very empty, very near death. But again, she has a bit of a distaste for Trizza. Doesn't like that Kuprum is so obsessed with her. Yeah, I'm trying to think of things. I might have to actually pull up my documents and see what's up. So I usually have like more extended notes on my computer when it's like, sort of like out of the box kind of things. When it comes to classes, like, hey, this is not usually what you think of when classes stuff, but like there's other things there too that could be there. And then there's like just the physical actions, basically, that Folykl is sort of taking energy and stealing energy to reuse it for herself, as well as Kuprum is a literal battery providing energy. So there's kind of like a give and take relationship there. Might suggest something like between application and relocation. So either page or a knight for a Kuprum, or either a rogue or a thief for Folykl, even though their personalities kind of like almost seem switched in that regard. But definitely kind of like an interesting connection there, I guess. Relationship doesn't seem to be that healthy, but eh. Kuprum does seem very good at using the environment around him in order to do what he likes, and that does suggest a kind of application focused thing as well. And like the dumb you know what? The dumb confidence and like the fact that he's putting his hope in the wrong place, like Trizza, like, yeah, let's believe in Trizza, someone who would absolutely like call your girlfriend and that kind of thing. It could suggest a kind of page. So him being a page of hope would be interesting. I don't think it's the first time I've given like a canon Classpect to one of these troll call characters, but And then for Folykl, it could be that she's a rogue. Could be that she's a thief. She definitely has that like power that I talked about thieves potentially having, which is like an absorption power, which is essentially what she does. And then they would be a thief and a page, and they would like be their own opposites, so it would be cute and symbolic. But yeah. But she's the one that seems more concerned about other people. Yeah, but then again, it's not like all thieves are assholes and all other classes are not assholes, so that's not really kind of a moot point. I'm basically gonna go like application, maybe page of hope for Kuprum, and then I'm gonna go relocation, maybe thief, void for Folykl. And that's basically going to be my Classpect thoughts for them. There's not a lot to go on, to be honest. We didn't really get much of their, like, they didn't talk about themselves much. They were just sort of talking about other people and sniggering and making jokes and stuff, and then, you know, being smelly garbage trolls. Like, yeah. Maybe it was because there was, like, 2 of them, right? So it couldn't really focus on one of them so much, but I'm more focused on their relationship as a whole than just either troll-like personality, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's a weird one. I don't really have any kind of solid thoughts on them, so I'm open to interpretation, open to thoughts, you know what I mean? Alright, so let's continue on. We will do question mark now. I wonder what her name is. The not Friska. Alright, Elwurd. See what you got. You ready to meet someone new, but you have no idea where to go. You're kind of hoping you'll just bump into someone. While you're thinking about it, you do. You bump into someone. The troll takes a step back to look at you, eyebrows lifted in surprise, while you sputter apologies. Then you notice the color of her symbol on her shirt, and your blood turns to ice. Given what you picked up about troll society, she'd probably be well within her rights to attack you, or at least treat you to some very hurtful insults. Well, hey there, little buddy. You look kinda lost. Everything okay? That was a lot friendlier than you expected. That said, this troll's look is intimidating. She's smiling at you, but the leather jacket with the undercut makes you think you shouldn't fuck with her. They also look really dope. Like, maybe this is someone whose name would look really nice in your address book. Look, you know you've been pretty non-discriminating with your friend taste so far. You're grateful for every taste of affection thrown your way. But you can admit you've barked up the friendship tree of some real weirdos. But this time, you really want to be friends with this girl. In fact, it feels like earning her approval might even raise your opinion of yourself. Oh, I have to move my table. Sorry. Or just your social cash. She's just, like, seriously cool? You tell her you are lost, not that you have anywhere to be. Oh, sorry, I get it. Everything's falling apart on me. No. In 1 second. Okay. Nope, that didn't work. Shoot. God damn it, mouse. Okay. Just seeing where the night goes, huh? Been there. I could tell you some stories. Oh, man. I don't want to be rude, but are you an alien, right? You confirm. This is one of the few solid facts you know, and you're going to hang on to that with both hands. While they're still your hands and not your grab pods or your gesture appendages or whatever. Neat. You can call me Elwurd, by the way. I bet you have all kinds of cool alien stories. You want to hang with me? I know a place near here to grab a drink if you want. Does she mean platonically, or is she asking you out? It's really hard to tell. She's so cool and disaffected. If that was a date suggestion, she's gotta be the smoothest motherfucker around. You're kind of hoping she just wanted to get to know you better? She's beautiful, but it seems like going on a date with her would be a lot of pressure. Mostly just, you really, really want to be like you. You really, really want her to like you, sorry. She brushes a piece of lint off her jacket, and your desperation for her attention grows. You say yes. Oh yeah. Alien time. Let's go. Wait. Wait, come on. Can't you just go hang out with someone without some kind of whole rigmarole? Are you fated to always be bombarded with branching choices, choosing randomly between fates that almost always seem to end in some kind of violence? There's actually 2 places we could go. You want to try the closer place or the farther place? Fine. Fine. You'll make another choice. Let's choose the farther place. You tell her you're in no rush and the farther place is fine. She takes off in the same direction she was walking before you bumped her. You follow behind, trying to act like you totally belong here, next to this genuine troll babe. You walk next to cool people all the time. It's practically a hobby. After a couple of blocks, though, she stops short. You narrowly avoid bumping into her again. She fishes her palm husk out of her pocket, and you can see that it's vibrating noisily. She looks at the screen and theatrically rolls her eyes. Ugh. This is so annoying. I'm sorry, but, like, there's just this thing. I have to deal with it, I guess. I swear to fuck. She just wants an excuse to see me. Like, it's, like, transparently obvious. Like how she keeps flirting with all my friends, too? Or just magically showing up places we used to go together? It's honestly kind of pathetic. Like, you're trying so hard to make it seem like you're over me that it just shows you aren't. Loud. LMAO. You know what I mean? You may not understand the specifics, but it's clear that she's including you in some kind of social situation she's dealing with. Well, that's what you do when you're already friends with someone. You basically just skipped off to the front line. You nod and look sympathetic. You totally get it. You tell her. You have an ex like that, too. Who's she even trying to fool? Right? It's like embarrassing that we even dated. We were totally going to request combat assignments on the same ship, too. So dumb. Anyway, sorry, but I gotta go back to my hive. She just keeps bugging me about some shit she left there. I keep telling her I don't even think it's even there. But she says she has all her belongings itemized or something stuck in my head. Such a dork. I'm like the best thing that ever happened to her. You keep nodding vigorously. Your neck is starting to hurt from all the nodding. You tell Elwurd that she's obviously too good for whoever this girl is. I mean, I know. But I gotta deal with her shit anyway. Anyway, sorry, it's literally so dumb, but do you mind if we just swing by my hive on our way out? It won't take long. She's like terminally punctual. LMAO, she already sent me her ETA on Google Maps. This is a real softball. No need to agonize over the decision. You tell her that you don't mind at all. She starts to head off, but then she stops and looks at you. Her brow furrows. You know, for an extra alternial, you're kind of cute. Oh geez, you start to feel flustered as she peers at you more closely. Are you going to have to make it clear once again that you're only interested in friendship? I'm getting an idea. My ex thinks she's so cool because she's a Jade Blood and they have, like, a sacred duty or whatever. Ooh, sacred. That's an interesting word to use in that context. So is my idea that they worship the mother, like, not unfounded whatsoever. That's neat. She makes a complicated motion with her hand. From context, you gather that this is the troll version of a jerking off gesture. You'll file away the implications of that one to consider at a later time. Sacred prostitution. But she's probably never met an alien before. Definitely never dated one. Do you think we could pretend to be a thing? Like Red Rum? Just until she goes away. She'll fully shit herself, I swear. Just, you know, don't fall in love with me, kid. Just kidding. Really don't, though. Your heart is beating at an unusual rate, and not even because of fear this time. Fake dating again? Do trolls do this a lot? There must be some cultural context that makes them turn to a fake relationship for security. On the one hand, you've experienced a fake dater by now. Elwurd could check your references. On the other hand, you know how this ends. You know this ends with you falling in love with her. There's literally no fake dating situation that has ever ended differently. The last fake relationship you did agonizingly circled the rim of romance before falling out and into your hands for a sick friendship rebound, but it was a close one. You might be like a quarter of the way in love with her already. She looks like a troll Natalie Dormer. Yes, it is definitely way too dangerous to say yes to this. Fake date. Fake date! Does the choice even matter? I don't think so. You grasp her hands, your eyes shining. Yes, you tell her. Yes, you will fake date her. You are ready to dive into this thing together, side by side, for as long as she needs, with your whole heart and mind, whatever it takes. Whoa. Whoa. That's, You were, like, really ready to go for it. Like, about to jump right in. Maybe this was a bad idea. I don't want to lead you on. Oh no, you way overdid it. You shrink back, mortified. No, you tell her, you weren't going to fall in love. You weren't even thinking it. Just thinking about helping her with an awkward situation. Uh-huh. Hey, you mentioned your ex earlier, right? Is that recent? Like, were you trying to rebound with me or something? Because if it's recent, I mean, I get it. Breakups can be hard. I mean, mine was fine. Completely mutual. But I get it. Your ex only exists in your imagination, but Elwurd is giving you a note here, and you're going to take it. You nod, trying to look sad. Breakups are hard after all. The part isn't a lie, just a well-known truth of life. You know what? I can blow my ex off for now. I'm going to take you out. Take you somewhere special. Where you can forget. Have a little me time, you know? I think you deserve it. Okay, a little hiccup there, but maybe you've managed to turn this around. You feel bad, but she thinks you're newly heartbroken, but it's... You feel bad that she thinks you're newly heartbroken, but it's comforting that her reaction is to try to cheer you up rather than pouncing on you at your most vulnerable like some other trolls would do. Actually, she's being really nice. Maybe this friendship train is on the right track after all. Elwurd takes you to what appears to be a coffee shop. It has all the trappings of a coffee shop. Mugs, bean grinders, fiddly little machines with tubes, tables with people working on housetops. The smell in the air is not coffee, though. It's something earthier and a little spicy. You're gonna guess. Ground up grubs. Just a hunch. Here we are. Let's get something to drink. And wait for it to start. You let her choose your drink. She brings you a steaming mug of something hot. You sip it cautiously. Not bad at all. No legs floating in it or anything. And just so you know, I don't know what your deal is, but this place is kinda girls only? You're an alien, so no one's gonna even ask, including me. But just so you know the deal. Don't worry, though. If anyone does ask, I'll just say you're here with me. Plus, you're cute, so no one's gonna mind. You feel your face get hot. Wait, no, you're not fake dating. No fluttery feelings here. Cool, you tell her. You love this place already. Wait, what is this place? This is, Oh, sorry. Clicking on things. Clicking on things. This is, excessive bodily force poetry. Open mic night. All blood colors welcome. Now that she says it, you can see a microphone set up on one side of the cafe. And Olive Blood is sitting nearby with a clipboard, writing down the names of people who want to perform. You ever do excessive bodily force poetry? You look back at her. She's looking at you with those heavy little eyes and that flirtatious smirk. Last time you put your enthusiasm get the best of you, she pulled back, but then she took you to this cool ladies-only hangout. Saying yes hasn't led you wrong so far, probably. Unless there's going to be some consequence you haven't gotten to yet. No, it's probably fine. You tell her you've dabbled. You try to shoot her the same kind of coy look she's giving you. Is it flirting? Who can say? You're riding this wave of plausible deniability, and you're never coming down. Really? I didn't think you'd say yes. That's cool. Dang, you should go sign up. I've never done it myself, but I like to come here and watch. You should totally do it. Until now, Elwurd has been pretty disengaged, but she seems actually excited about this. You gulp. You've never done slam poetry, but how hard can it be? You got this. You go up to the Olive Blood and put your name down on the list. Then you go back to Elwurd, giving her what you hope is a look as smooth as an expensive brandy. Get ready, you tell her. She laughs, like you're being corny instead of smooth, but it's good-natured, so that's okay. You settle down to watch the excessive bodily force poetry. Maybe you can pick up a few tips. Before long, you notice a couple differences between this and the slam poetry you've seen before. First of all, your unfamiliarity with troll culture is causing you to miss a lot of the metaphors. You think some of the poems are erotic? People are reacting like they are, but all the body parts sound like someone did magnetic fridge poetry with an intro engineering textbook. It's all tubes and pushers and levers and sex. You watch the people around you and you try to react the same way they do. Second, troll slam poetry does involve actual slamming. Several poets, it seems to be the cooler colors of the rainbow, and end their performances with acts of passionate violence against nearby chairs, tables, or even members of the audience. Artists, you guessed, temperamental. Elwurd doesn't seem surprised. One troll with a dark purple symbol breaks the mic stand in half over her knee. Elwurd sits up a little straighter, popping the collar of her jacket a touch higher and adjusting her hair. God, I'd die if she'd looked at me that way, LMAO. I wish I was that mic stand, haha. I never had a girl that mean. I always go for the good girl, spades, thinking I could change 'em. Like it'll be different with me, you know? If her hate is true enough. It's a bad habit. Nice trolls don't change. That's some advice for you, kid. You don't know how to respond to this, so you just nod wisely. If you're being totally honest with yourself, seeing Elwurd flustered makes you feel a little flustered too. This is supposed to be a friend sim, not a dating sim. Not that you're changing your mind about only wanting friendship, but you wouldn't mind if she's looking at you with a little bit of the awe she's giving the purple blood. Finally, it's your turn to perform. You got so into the show you forgot you were actually going to do this. Now walking up to the front, you wish you could forget again. You clear your throat, silence, then a flash of inspiration hits. You had trouble understanding the troll poems because of the socio-cultural differences, so maybe if you load your piece with references to your own world, they'll just assume it's good. You start listing bodily parts you have, knees, spleen, shoulders. You toss in a few celebrity names, Steve Jobs, Rita Moreno. Then you put on the most serious poetry voice you can say and say, Numa Numa A. Another idea hits you like a wet fish to the face. Maybe if you ended this with some kind of violent gesture like the purple blood girl did, Elwurd would like you more. You seek out her face in the audience, and looking right in your eyes, you slap yourself in the face as hard as you can. There's a smattering of lackluster claps. No one looks impressed. A few grumbles echo around the cafe. You think you may have just bombed? Your budding confidence is hit with a big load of shame, descending like wet concrete. But when you get back to Elwurd, she's grinning. Damn, that wasn't what I expected at all. It was pretty funny, though. You must have some real abdominal sausages to get up there and perform like that. Nice job, alien. She gives you a wink. You start to perk up a little. After all, you don't need to be friends with the rest of the people in this cafe, just this one cool troll girl. And it looks like you're making yourself look dumb has brought you two closer together. Honestly, though, I'm surprised you didn't do a piece about your breakup. All right, you completely forgot about your breakup, or rather, your fake-up. Elwurd leans forward, her hands splayed on the table, her black claws gleam in the low cafe light. You can tell me about it, if you want. Like, I'm over my breakup, but if you want to talk about yours, it's fine. I know sometimes it's, like, just really on your mind, just right in there. Ah, you're starting to feel even less great about lying. You fidget uncomfortably in your seat. No, you know what? You're supposed to be making a friend here. Yes, in the past it's been advantageous to just go along with whatever people say until they like you, but you and Elwurd are really connecting. You don't want her to just like you because she thinks you're sad, you want it to be real. You take a deep breath and tell Elwurd you don't have a recent ex at all. You tell her that you were just trying to commiserate. The atmosphere immediately shifts. Elwurd sits back and the warmth goes out of her face entirely. What? Really? Oh, huh. That's not really cool. Oh shit, you can just feel her pulling away. Well, you can also see it because she's physically pulling away from you. All signs point to losing this friendship. You're so sorry, you tell her. It won't happen again. Yeah, sorry, no offense, but it's not cool to lie about shit like that. It's pretty weird. She's completely detached now, barely even looking at you. It was nice to meet you, but it's probably best if you just go. See you, space movies boy. Space cowboy. As much as it hurts, you have to agree. It's probably best to just cut your losses. You try not to let your disappointment show as you walk away. Oh, failure. She look angry. Serious tears. Alright, let's try that again. I think I missed a different failure route as well. So let's try that. Nope. Yeah. Here we go. Okay. So, choose the closer place. You don't want to wait any longer than necessary for that delectable friendship. You tell her to take you to the closest place he knows. Turns out to be pretty close. She crosses the street and takes you to a flight of stairs to a little underground bar. And when you walk in the door, you're ready to do some befriending, but Elwurd seems distracted. You follow her gaze and see another cerulean-symboled troll girl with a buzz cut and a snakebite piercing sitting alone on a bar stool. As you watch, the other troll looks over to Elwurd and gives her a little smile. You clear your throat, but Elwurd seems to abruptly remember your presence. Well, we've arrived. The hangout place. You can take it from here, right? I gotta go. Lesbian bar. Okay. Now to actually do the correct route. Choose the farther place. And fake date with less enthusiasm. You say that would be cool. You say it super casually, like you pretend to be in relationships with aliens every day of your life. Elwurd grins, clearly pleased. You sure thought this was you're sure this was the right choice. Then again, you've thought that before, only to end up in terrifying, painful situations. But you're pretty confident this time it'll be fine. That's great. Thanks for doing me a solid. I'll owe you one. She shoots you a finger gun and winks. In what is now a deeply familiar story beat, Elwurd takes you back to her hive. It's pretty messy. You can understand why her ex would have a hard time finding something she left here. You don't see any signs of Elusus, but it's probably rude to ask about that, what with how often trolls and other animals are murdered in this society. You ask Elwurd if you should get your story straight, like how did you meet, how long you've been dating, who's the funny one, who gets to choose the food on date nights. Yeah, I got like a 3,000-word backstory for us to memorize. I'll be quizzing you on my fave movies. Just kidding. I'm not worried, lol. We can just wing it. Oh, I think she's here anyway. Sure enough, you hear a crisp knock on the door. Elwurd leans against the nearest wall and crosses her arms over her chest, looking bored. Come on in, girl. Another troll enters the hive. Hey, wait a second, you know this one. This troll is already your friend. That might be a good thing, but it might also ruin your chances with the friend you're currently chasing. But maintaining your existing friendships is important, too. You're going to have to find a way to balance this. She doesn't seem to have noticed you yet. Hello, Elwurd. We can make this the last time we have to see each other. If you would just hand over my favorite sweater. I don't have it. I don't know how many times I gotta tell you. It's very simple. 1, I was wearing it over here when we broke up. 2, I keep careful track of all my belongings. 3, you think it's funny to antagonize me. All signs point to you having it. I don't want to fight again. Isn't it nicer if we collaborate? Who's fighting? I don't even remember what your sweater looks like. I don't really think about it. Or you. At all. Ever. Emotional dishonesty is a barrier to helpful communication. Ugh. I'm not one of your little jades who have to listen to this crap. Okay, whatever, I'm not going to get dragged back into this. You're interrupting my date, Bronya. More like boring, yeah. LMAO. I'm actually trying to hang out with someone who's not you right now. A real cutie. Oh man, oh no. Elwurd makes a lazy gesture at you, as if to indicate that pointing you up to Bronya is barely holding your interest. You look at Bronya and try to smile. You lift your hand in a tentative wave. Hi, you say? Bronya is taken aback. She looks back and forth between you and Elwurd a couple times. That animation was just funny. Trying to make sense of the situation. It looked like she was dancing for a second there. You and Elwurd? Well, this is a surprise. I didn't know you were looking for a romantic connection. I could have introduced you to some of my other jades. Not that I mind that you're with Elwurd. I wish only the best for her and all that she does. Elwurd rolls her eyes theatrically, then she looks back at you. You two know each other? She doesn't look happy about it. You remember that the reason that she wanted to fake date with you in the first place was to hold your cool alien status over her ex's head. Bronya, already knowing you, has undoubtedly taken some of the wind out of her sails. You have to do something to turn this around. You don't want to be rude to Bronya, but surely just hyping Elwurd is safe. You tell Bronya thanks for the offer, but you're happy with the choices you've made. She looks a little hurt, but quickly rebounds. Of course, I wouldn't tell you how to conduct your personal life. I'm really just here for my sweater. Can you get it, please, Elwurd? Nah, lol. You just lost it. Stop making excuses to come over here. This is getting pretty personal. You try to make yourself as unobtrusive as possible, pulling the collars of your, well, Tagora's robe up to hide your face. Someone might accuse you of manufacturing reasons for me to keep coming over, by not giving it back. LOL. Okay, whatever. I'll just let you know if it turns up, alright? Not alright. 1. You've said that before and you've never followed through. 2. You never contact me first. 3. You're obviously not motivated to find it. I want to settle this once and for all. It's time to resolve our conflict. Jeez, I didn't steal your fucking sweater. Look, I want to resolve this too, but now just isn't a good time. Can you just let me have some time with my new pal here? It does seem like a reasonable request. This may have taken longer than I would have liked. I suppose I could leave it alone for now, but you can't just keep avoiding me forever. Not just about the sweater. I'm not doing that. Didn't you get enough of talking about your feelings when we were actually together? Why do we have to talk about them now? Let's talk about it later then. I'd rather leave my friend out here out of it anyway. Her friend, wow, he breathed a sigh of relief. You don't have so many friendships yet that you could stand to lose one. You can now listen to the rest of the conversation with a touch more ease. I'll come back when you're more available. Please try to work with me on this. Thank you. Bronya makes her way out. Elwurd watches her leave and then sags back against the wall, scowling. She seems to be in much lower spirits than she was earlier. Your heart aches. Friend or no, you want to see her cheer up again. You know what? She takes a deep breath and looks over at you. I do have her sweater. It's in the back of my closet. She starts laughing. You giggle a little too. What just happened here is an opening. You witnessed something revealing, and now Elwurd is in a vulnerable position. You don't want to push her or annoy her, but she did loop you into this, and you can't waste this opportunity. It might be worth it to take a risk. You say hesitantly that it seems like Bronya was really desperate, like she's totally not over it. I know, right? I told you. You say that also it's not okay to be over it 100% yet. That even if a relationship was wrong and you're way better off without it, sometimes you can still feel a little sad, and it's fine. In fact, you say it can make you seem emotionally deep in an extremely cool way. You give her a little smile. She smiles back. Ha! Thanks for saying that. You're really nice. You didn't have to do all that for me. Sorry for bringing you into this mess. Did you still want to get that drink? You're a good friend. Your heart overflows, and you beam a brilliant smile at her. You feel the warm blossom of friendship opening its sweet petals in your heart. Friendship achieved. Yay, we're friends. So Elwurd seems extremely chill. Like, super extremely chill. But also, she's definitely the one that's not over that relationship. Absolutely. Interestingly enough, she is also a hope-bound, so she also has the hope aspect. And that makes sense because she seems to be defined by her hope and longing for getting back with Bronya eventually. Because you don't just keep saying, hey, I have your sweater, no I don't, hey, I have your sweater, no you don't, if you don't want to keep seeing the person over and over and over again. Definitely not over that relationship at all, and clinging to hope that it will come back. On the other hand, she is extremely chill. She's more like, into like what a basic hope player would be like. Chill, positive, trying to stay positive about things, about herself, about others. genuinely wanting good things, which is especially cool because she's like a blue blood, so that's a very, very hard influence to get over, really. You would think she'd be more like antagonistic and cruel and mean, but no, she's actually really chill and nice. So it's honestly making me think that because of the way that she's sort of like slightly manipulating the situation, lying and saying like, no, I'm totally over you, it's cool, you're so pathetic for wanting to keep seeing me over and over again, and then being the one to keep making the excuses to see her and over again. Also, the fact that she seems kind of chill and positive and sort of laid back makes me think that she's probably an heir, so it makes her an heir of hope. There is also connected to the fact that heirs often have a challenge of getting sort of stuck in a rut, getting stuck to one comfortable place, one thing, stuck on a hope, and that's exactly how Elwurd seems to be right now, sort of being stuck on this idea of like maybe we can get back together. Definitely not over the relationship yet. So yeah, Heir of Hope, stuck on faith, stuck on the hope of that relationship. Seems pretty good to me. Also with that slight sort of like passive manipulation kind of thing. So yeah, Heir of Hope. There we go. So that was fun. And of course, now that there's one more, I'll have to do that again next week, and probably by the time I get around to that, there's going to be another one, because they seem to be releasing weekly now, so I'm forever going to be one Hiveswap FriendSim behind. Unless I try to do a double one day, but eh. I'm trying to keep these small and to the point. So, that is Hiveswap FriendSim Volume 6. I hope you guys found that kind of interesting. Just to go over it again, like Classpect thoughts at the beginning. I decided Elwurd is an Heir of Hope. Your player character, because I never thought about that before, but really it's kind of obvious, is a Mage of Blood. Kuprum Maxlol is possibly a Page of Hope, possibly a Knight of Hope. Definitely within that sort of application boundary, but I haven't really decided. Same with Folykl Darane. Definitely, like, Relocation Void, either a thief or a rogue. I'm leaning towards thief for her, just like I'm leaning towards page for Kuprum, but it could be the other way around. There wasn't really a lot to go on for them, essentially. But yeah, that's basically the gist of that, and I'll see you guys next week when I do this again. Bye-bye.